Welcome to Reflections of AG. This is a one-stop platform for everything academics, finances, and motivation. If you are new to my channel, I welcome you to my channel. For those that they are returning viewers, what's up? What's up? Thank you so much for staying with me all this while. Today, we want to look at F1 and J1 student visa and how you should prepare for the D-Day. We want to look at the do's and don'ts of your D-Day visa interview. So as you might be aware, almost all US visas require that you go for an interview. So what are you supposed to do on the interview day? We are going to take them one by one and explain them into details. If you have not watched my two previous videos about reasons why visas are denied to students and the myth and misconceptions about F1 student visa, please do well to watch those videos before you watch this one. Let's go into the details. Hop on and let's get started. First of all, I would like to talk about the eligibility requirement of F1 J1 student visa. The very first requirement is that you are a resident in a foreign country and you have the intention of returning to your home country after you are done with your studies. I talked about this in much detail in my video about visa denial, so if you have not watched it, please do watch that. 2. That you have admission into an accredited university in the United States of America. It is very important that you show proof of your admission letter. If you do not have that, you have no need of even applying for a visa in the first place. 3. That you have enough financial support. So you know that throughout my video, I've been talking about ways you can get support to fund your education. So it could be in the form of a scholarship, or it could be that your family members want to support you. So you have to show proof that you have enough financial support for your education in order for you not to be a burden on the state once you arrive there. And the last one, that you have ties to your home country. So that could be anything that will motivate you to return to your home country after you are done with your program. So now you know what makes you qualify for the J1 or F1 student visa. So let's look at what you need to do on the D-Day of your interview. Number 1, go to the embassy with all your documents. There will be a lot of documents you will accumulate during your school application process and your visa application process. Make sure that you have all the documents you need for your visa interview. So I'm going to go through each of them one by one so that you can check it up with your list to see if you have the correct information. So before you applied for your visa, you needed these documents, and they are I-20 if you applied for F1 visa, or DS 2019 if you applied for J1 visa. Your service fee receipt, your passport, your photograph. Make sure that your photograph meets the requirement as stipulated on the US Embassy's website, and your visa application fee receipt. Once you are done with the application, these are the documents you need to keep for your visa interview. The DS 160, that is the application document you did. You just need to print a copy of the application document, and your visa appointment letter. The rest of the documents you need will be documents you used in your school application, and they are your school certificate, your undergraduate certificate or high school diploma or whatever certificates that you have, or your school certificate, your transcript from all the schools you have attended, your GRE score, certificate, and your resume. Some of these might not be needed, but then I recommend that you go with all of them anyways. And the last category for the document is your financial document. So if you have any scholarship, make sure that you go with a scholarship letter. If you have any bank statement or financial support from any of your relative or from yourself, make sure that you go with that financial statement as well. And if you have any property, any business document that points to the fact that you have ties with your country, you can also go with that as well. However, I want to caution that make sure you check the embassy's website, and every document they ask you to bring, please do well to go with those documents as well, because they do update the requirements. So these are the information that you needed as at the time that I'm speaking to you now. So don't go in blindly. Make sure that you check all the documents you need on the website so that you not go leaving behind any of those vital documents for your visa. 2. After you have gathered all your documents, make sure you catalog them into the 4 categories I mentioned earlier on. The first one is the category of the documents you need before your visa application. The second one is the document you receive or the document you get after your visa application. The third one is the document you needed for your school application. And the fourth one is the document you need to prove sufficient financial support. Doing this makes it easy to go to the category whenever the consular asks you to show any of the document. If you don't have them categorized in this form, you would have to be flipping through all your documents, and that can, put a little bit of tension on you. So catalog them into this category before you go for your interview. 3. Know the school and the program you are going to study. They might ask you about what you are going to do in the state. They might ask you a question about the school you are attending and your career goals and all of that. So before you go for the interview, make sure that you have enough information about your school, the city the school is located, the state the school is located, and also know your goals for going for that education. I think a great reminder will be going over your statement of purpose so that you remind yourself of the things you said about the school and the things you got to know about your school before you place the application in the first place. Number 4, make good first impression. As humans, we are visual beings. We tend to judge people based on how we see them. So going for your interview, you make sure that you dress well. I've already spoken about the myth and misconceptions, so you can watch that video to see some of the examples of the clothes you can wear. But in going for a US visa interview, you don't have to necessarily wear formal clothes. You can wear business casual, which is also accepted. Make sure that you show confidence. And this can be done through the way you speak. In speaking to them, look into their eyes and talk to them. If you think you cannot look into their eyes, just look on their forehead or on their hair. If I'm talking to you and I'm looking on your forehead or at your hair, you will think I'm looking at your face. But in actual sense, I'm not doing that. So if you think you are shy of doing that, look at their foreheads or at their hair, and that can show confidence when you are speaking to them. Number 5, speak English and communicate clearly. This is not a time for you to go and slang. The consular has been in your country for a while, so the consular definitely understand the accent you speak. So there is no need for you to begin to talk like an American or something like that. Just speak English and speak clearly in your own accent. Make sure that every word you speak comes out clearly for them to understand what you are saying. So there's no need for you to go and learn any accent. Just speak as you speak, but speak clearly to them. Number 6, keep your answers concise and straight to the point. A lot of us think that by talking a lot, that means that we are creating or making good first impressions, but that is not the case. When they ask you a question, go straight to the point. If they ask you a question like, what is the name of your school? Just mention the name of your school. You don't have to go and give any history about the school and all of that. If they ask you to show them anything, just pick it up and show it to them. Make sure that your answers are concise and they go straight to the point. If not that, you will say some things that shouldn't have been said. So be focused on understanding what the counselor asks of you and answer it to the best of your knowledge in a very concise form. 7, be honest and stay positive. No matter what happens in the interview process, you have to show integrity and be honest in the answers that you provide. If not, they may ask follow-up questions and you may not be able to answer. And throughout the whole period, make sure that you stay positive. Be positive about it. Tell yourself it's going to go well. You are going to get the visa and go with a smile. Talk as if you're talking to a friend that you've seen for a long time. Once you do this, you create a positive energy around and it paves the way for you to easily get your visa. Number 8, have a good sleep the day before your interview. I know that a lot of us may be worried before the interview day, but you have to make sure that you have a good sleep so that you can go for your interview. If it is possible, eat before you go. You don't want to go there and there's a long queue and you feel hungry and you feel disorganized or disoriented. You don't want such a thing to happen to you. So sleep well the night before your interview and eat in the morning before you go for the interview. So these are the 8 principles or the 8 do's for you when you are going for your US visa interview. I don't want to prolong this video, so I'm going to end here, and in my next video I'll talk about the don't, things you do not want to do on your D-Day of your F1 or J1 student visa. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, like it, and leave a comment below. I'll see you soon.